the Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger. With his fearless Indian friend Tonto, the daring and resourceful masked rider of the plains, led the fight for law and order in the early West. Return with us now.
Sarah Denney, how are you?
I recognize you.
So, go ahead.
Nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, tell them who you are.
Okay, hi there, everybody. Eddie Kacha, and great to get to connect up with everybody from class of '65. I was really enjoyed and very impressed with the '65 reunion we had in, I believe it was October, and that Tom and the committee, put together and did so well, and got to meet some people that I hadn't seen in many years, and it was a very uplifting experience, and the first one that I had come to. And so I I would say that my years at MA were, well, first, I came from Friendly Acres between 5th Avenue and Marsh Road in that neighborhood near 101. And as I mentioned to Tom, we'd previously always gone to Sequoia High School. Then they made a boundary change, and now we went to menlo-atherton. So I really only knew people from that neighborhood, and that's who I mainly hung around with when I went to MA. And so my experience at MA was, I wasn't as much into the school activities. I loved sports, but I was a little guy, so I wasn't on any of the teams. And I went surfing my sophomore and junior year. That became my thing, to go surf. I used to surf with Rich Lemoyne in Half Moon Bay in Santa Cruz, and that was my joy of that period of time at 15 through 17. And at the same time, I loved to go to all the sporting events at MA, and any of the dances that were, because I love music, any of the dances that were at the Menlo Park Community Center, or after school, or after game, the dances. And another friend of mine was Jim Fitzpatrick. He played in one of the school bands. They were either, let's see, I think they were the Night Riders. The other band became Cold Blood, and they were the New Invaders.
Larry Fields.
Yes, yes. And Lydia Pence, who was in Cold Blood, she was in the band Jim was in, but then she went over to become lead singer of the
New Invaders.
Yeah, right. And so, but that was always really fun to go to the dances and go to all the sporting events that we had, the Friday night basketball or football, and go watch track and field, and just everything.
Mm-hmm.
Go catch a baseball game. So anyway, after and of course, I didn't apply myself very much academically, so I love to go to I love to go to PE, the PE classes. I just think it was wonderful to have that opportunity to go and do recreation, which later on became my career. After I got drafted, was in the Army, and went to Korea for a year and a half. And like most anybody, you go if you're in the military, you're fortunate if you can get through it without something happening to you. So I have a disability from my time in the military, but after the military, I was in demonstrations to try to finally stop the Vietnam War. So I was involved with that while I was in college, and I eventually got a degree in therapeutic recreation, working with developmentally disabled adults for 30 years as a teacher. Very wonderful, rewarding work. And through my San Jose State degree in therapeutic recreation, I did that work, and very fulfilling to work with those people. They had a wonderful spirit, wonderful heart, and very challenging as well. So, but I have a son who's 30. He works over here in Novato for 2K Sports. They do the NBA video game, 2K 2016, the most popular one in the world. He's a good man. We're good friends. And so as I'm partially disabled now, he comes and sees me maybe once a week, and we have dinner. And so I'm not connected up with anybody from menlo-atherton except for Jim Fitzpatrick, who lives in San Rafael as well here, and couldn't get Jim to go to the reunion. And the reunion, in fact, the most wonderful thing about the reunion was that people seemed to be really open, and people came and talked to me, and certain people were referred over to come and say hi to me, and I also, through the great work that Tom and the committee did with the directory, I was able to talk to several people who I used to be friends with from that neighborhood at Friendly Acres. I've reconnected up with Fred Elwood, who I saw at the reunion, and that was wonderful. And then Everett Hall, who lives in Oregon now. Fred lives in Modesto, but that was really wonderful to get to connect up with them. And also Jeannie and Janie Wood, who lived right next door to me in Redwood City there. And we've talked as well on the phone. And then another guy, Rich Borg, he actually sent me a card and through the directory, and I called him. And so, that's been really a wonderful resource to have, to connect up with people and just share some time, with them about their lives, and what they've been doing and what they're doing now. Most of them in retirement, enjoying some traveling and spending time with a lot of them with their children and their grandchildren, and being part of that. And I was telling Tom how blessed we are to live this long and to be able to share our life with other people, who we know and who we are connecting up with, who we used to know and love, and spend a lot of time with, so. And anyway, think of I don't know, any other.
That's great. No, and you're living in San Rafael here.
Yeah, I live in San Rafael.
Okay.
And I have I'm a meditator.
Okay.
I've been meditating since 1976, and I spent a summer in India studying meditation and yoga with my guru, Swami Muktananda, and that's been a part of my life, a great fulfilling part of my life, as well as family, friends, work. That has added a lot to my life. So, and I'm blessed to be able to once or twice a week I can go out and sit outside in some nice nature and just enjoy being in some beautiful environment. And through people like Tom and my sister Janet, who graduated from MA, Janet Kacha, a year before me, her and her husband travel a lot, so they text me pictures of their travels across the country. So I'm able to share in all these beautiful travel experiences, and Tom sends video to us all. So I enjoy that. Can't travel now, but through other people I enjoy, because I used to love to backpack in the 70s in the Sierras and hike a lot, and play guitar. Can't anymore, but play guitar and sing songs with people for most of my life, and played sports for as long as I could. A lot of basketball and slow pitch softball. So, but now I enjoy all of these things through watching games, and occasionally in my local San Rafael area I'll go to enjoy some musical or sporting event. Like right here in town now, for the last 4 years, in San Rafael, Phil Lesh, the bass player of the Grateful Dead, and in Mill Valley, Bob Weir, the guitarist, who went for a year or two.
I think his junior year, I believe.
Went for a year or two to MA.
Mm-hmm.
They have clubs. Terrapin Station, Phil Lesh has in San Rafael, and also Bob Weir, Sweetwater and Mill Valley, and so they're very close by, so occasionally I'll go hear some music there.
Okay.
Having followed them since they came out of our area.
That's right.
They formed right in the mid-peninsula there.
Originally Warlocks.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful. And then, of course, they came to Marin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so. But anyway, I moved from. In '80, I moved from Palo Alto. I lived in Palo Alto after when I went to school, college, and because you know it's a college town, there's so much diversity, and so I lived there. And then once I got involved in meditation, I finished my education. I went up to Oakland to be part of a meditation center community.
Okay.
And then when my son and mom moved to San Rafael, about 5 years later, I came over here.
Okay.
So I could have him half the time.
Nice.
And so that's how I ended up in beautiful Marin.
Well, I want to thank you for sharing this with us.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming and visiting.
I'm honored to be here with you. I appreciate it very much.
I am well honored to be with you and to be reconnected. And hi to everybody who I didn't know, and to those I did know and have become reacquainted with. And
what's the name of this church?
This is St.
Mary's, okay.
Episcopal Church.
Okay. And what year was it built?
Oh, here. There it is.
Okay.
1891.
Anglican
And
South.
then in 1909, it was
Okay.
moved by mule train.
Okay. What a treat.
Anyway, do you feel like you're in England?
Oh yeah, look at how beautiful.